Today I wanted to show you two different Bibles that I have gotten. Both of them are wide margin Bibles. One of them is the NASB and the other one is the NIV. They both have very similar features, but they're also different in certain ways. So let's go ahead and first look at the NASB. Now with this NASB Bible, I actually have not seen too many reviews on this particular Bible. Tim Wildsmith did one that I did watch and he seemed to have a good review for it, but I just kind of wanted to do a little bit more in-depth, show you what maybe some of the bleeding or the ghosting might look like in it, and just some more like detailed view of the inside. So first, here is the box. And the box says it is the NASB, which first of all, I love the NASB translation. I guess that the NASB translation is around an 11th grade reading level, so it is definitely on the scale of word for word versus thought for thought. It is almost to the very top of the word for word scale, which is awesome, especially if you were just going to use this as your main everyday Bible. It is the NASB 1995 text, which I know that is what people prefer usually when they're doing the NASB. Also, it says it has 1.4 inch outside margins and 1.5 inch inside margins. It has double column. It's brown leather soft. Words of Jesus are in red. The paper is 36 GSM. So I just learned this recently about Bible paper and how that works. I guess the lower the score is, the more like opaque the paper is, like the more thin the paper is. The higher it is, the highest I've ever seen is 40 GSM. So like the closer it is to 40, the more it's going to be better for journaling. So this one's 36. It has two satin ribbon markers here, and they're kind of like, this one's a gold, a very yellow gold, almost to me in this lighting at least, has sort of like a greenish hue to it. And then this other ribbon is a nice chocolate brown, and they're pretty good size, pretty long ribbons. The print size, which I love, is 9.5. And it's supposed to lay flat, nice and flat as soon as you open it. So let's take a look here. This cover is leather, but I don't know if you can hear that. It's pretty cardboard feeling. Kind of stiff. And it has this presentation page. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path, from Psalm 119. The paper is nice, bright white. Here's our contents, our foreword. Here is some of the text abbreviations and special markings in the NASB. And then here is what Genesis looks like. Every chapter has the headings in red. I don't know if you can see, but actually, it's like once in a while you'll have a red number. So most of them are black, but then once in a while you'll have a red one. And here you can sort of tell, you can see through the other side the words, but it's really pretty nice. At the top of each page it has the topic of what you're in. So you can see chapter 3 is the fall of man, and the fall of man is up here, and then up here it tells you where you are. Some footnotes at the bottom, no cross references. None of the pages are stuck together, which I loved. There are no topic introductions. There's no lines. This is just plain white paper. In this particular one, some of them had a little bit, I don't know if you can see that. It looks like it was creased a little, but no big deal. And then I'll show you where I did take some notes. So I decided to just do 2 John, and I wanted to see what it looked like with the ghosting and what it looked like with my most bold highlighters, which is the mild liners in this orange color. And so I also use the mild liner pen, and I was able to fit my notes on there, but I felt like, because I'm a writer, like I write a lot, I felt like I started writing so much that I had to point my arrows up. And like same with this, I had to go up. And then this one again, like I had to make it point up. And these ones as well. So I'm kind of curious, like if I had an entire page full of text, if I would even be able to fit everything on it that I wanted to. This side was flowing nicely because I was able to put some of this into the margin. So maybe if I would have put this up here, it would have been better going down. And then look, this is, oh, not that one. That is the other side of it. So there was a little bit, I don't know if you can see, I'll try to bring it closer to the camera. There was a little bit of bleed through. Just kind of where I pressed a little bit too hard. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I feel like once I would write on this side and this side that you wouldn't be able to tell. This did kind of show through. It's not bleeding, but the ghosting is definitely there. And then the back, oh, I wanted to show you Jesus's words in red. So that is a nice red. It's not way too bright and it's not way too dull. The way that the pages are that crisp white color, it really does stand off the page nicely. And the back just has the concordance, and there are no maps in the back. That's it. Paste down liner. So there's that one. Now we have the NIV, which already this feels so nice and floppy. I'll show you. This one does lay flat. It lays nice and flat. Floppy test is okay. It's okay. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely could put it like that and write. But it does feel a little stiff. The NIV, I can already tell that this is so floppy and that it would just lay nicely. They're not too different, but it just feels more like a real leather than the other one. And I also like the color better. There's them side by side. I just feel like this darker color is maybe a little more masculine. I don't know, they're both brown. But I just think this one's pretty. It's just my preference. 2 ribbon markers here. Again, it's a gold, but it's not a shiny gold like the other one. It definitely looks gold, no tint of green or any of that. And then this one's more of like a sienna brown that matches the cover. Whereas the other one was more of the chocolate brown that matched that cover. Both of them have this beautiful gold gilding. Very pretty. That's the inside, which is neat. I like that inside. The presentation page also says, "Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path." So it's in the translation that they're in. Your word is a lamp to my feet, not for my feet, and a light to my path, not on my path. I like the NASB translation better. However, I like this particular Bible better, so I'm struggling. They're so similar, actually. Here is your table of contents. Just some preface information there, and then right into the Old Testament, and this is your Genesis. So let me kind of show you some side-by-side comparisons here. Okay, so look at the comparison. This is Genesis here and Genesis here. Very, very similar. Almost identical. This one says the creation in the NASB. This one says the beginning. So the headings are different. It also does look like you have a little bit more space in this one because of the way that they indented this. But I think it might just be this particular front page. Because if you look at the next pages, they're not so much like that. And automatically what I'm seeing is this is a little bit more bold. And I think it just sticks out to me more than this one does. The red is a little bit more of a bright red than this one's more of a muted red. I think you would have a little bit more writing space up here if you wanted to do some intro materials, but really it's about the same. Again, it has some footnotes, but no cross references. This is the back of this one. So let's see if there's really much difference at all. Print size is also 9.5. Words of Jesus are also in red. Both have 2 satin ribbons. Oh, here's the difference. The paper in the NIV is 39 GSM Bible paper. That's really good, especially for what this retails as. I think I got this for about $35. 39 GSM Bible paper is like premium Bible paper. They have the same amount of space too, the 1.4 inch and the 1.5 inch inside and outside. So not much of a difference. I just like the feeling of this one better. You can see here it also has the section that you're in, the Passover festival, the unleavened bread, and it tells you where you're at. No book intros, nothing like that. But I feel like sometimes the Bibles with a ton of journaling space just overwhelm me because then I feel like I need to fill up the entire thing. And with a Bible like this, I feel like I could just put in little notes that the Holy Spirit is speaking to me as I'm reading. And I don't have the pressure to fill up the entire thing. This here is the picture that I saw on Pinterest for this particular Bible that I was like, oh, maybe I want to use that one for 2026 because I really like the way that looks. This is Jesus' words in red. So let me show you the comparison here. And Jesus' words in red. So it's just a little bit more bold, jumping off the page at me than this one is. I think the font is different, like the font type. And why does this one actually look bigger? Like this font looks bigger to me than this font, even though it says they're both 9.5. I don't know. And I also did, in this Bible, 2 John. So let me show you just my side-by-side here. This is in the NASB, this is in the NIV. Am I crazy? Like, is this font bigger? Or is it just because it's more bold? Also, just as I've pretty much laid it out the exact same way. Like, I put the same notes in it. I did feel like I was able to stick with the lines a little bit better. I didn't have to write as many things pointing to where I was trying to talk about. You know what I'm saying? This looks like it took up a little more of the page, but it might be because they have the intro right here and they don't have that on this side. They don't have a little walk according to his commandments thing there. And then this side, you know, a little bit I had to go down, a little bit I had to go down. But I did feel like I was able to follow it along a little better in this one for some reason. Check out the ghosting. So here was our ghosting in the NASB. And here is the ghosting in the NIV. Now this marker and this marker were 2 different colors. This marker and this marker are the same. So I feel like they're really close, especially for this one being 39 GSM. It's very, very close. I mean, maybe a little bit less ghosting, but I don't know. That's pretty close. I can still see a little in this one where I pressed a bit too hard with the pen, but not as much as this one. So this definitely has better paper. But if your translation that you want is the NASB, I say go for it. I mean, that's a really nice Bible. It doesn't get talked about a lot, and I think you can't go wrong with that. My personal pick would be the NIV though. If you don't mind the NIV translation and you like it and it's easier to read, here's the back. And again, no maps. No maps either. They're almost, whoops. They're almost the exact same Bible, except for the way that they feel and the translation that they're in. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.